episode of Investors Playbook. As always, you have your co-host Deshaun and Cornell, and today we have another one of a big market shaker, a big news headline that we want to bring to you all and make sure that you all are aware of it. Trump has signed another executive order. This one is targeting vehicles that are being imported into the United States. So we're going to break that down, talk about that a little bit in this episode today. Cornell, go ahead, take it off, man. What is the next? What's happening now, man? With this new executive order that Trump has decided to sign.
All right, so they recently announced a 25% tariff on imported vehicles and auto parts. That will impact uh, various car dealerships. So, depending on their manufacturing origins and stuff like that, it could affect your favorite car dealership. Okay, so this will affect cars like Audi, Mazda, Volvo, Kia, Lexus, Toyota, our favorite brands. So, yeah, just make sure that you're staying in tune with the news and what's going on because, as I said, it could affect you and your family.
Yeah, man. Facts. And it's like all these moves that he's doing, we talked about it a lot previously, but what is this and how is this going to affect the individual person in the United States, the individual citizen, right? I imagine that him hitting these companies with this 25% tariff on passenger vehicles, these car makers who are doing manufacturing outside the US and importing them here, it's going to increase the prices of one. Of course, it's going to increase the price of them importing their vehicles, but that's going to end up, I imagine, flowing to the actual person who's buying the car. So, Cornell, to your point, with all of these executive orders that Trump is enacting, you have to definitely pay attention to your pockets. I imagine that things are going to get a lot tougher, right? When it comes to one, purchasing a vehicle, but there are also the tariff, the 25% tariff on steel, on aluminum. He's thinking about doing copper as well. All these things are used to make cars. So even if you are manufacturing cars in the US, you're still paying that 25% tax on imported material, unless you're getting your steel and aluminum from the US, right? But we import a lot of those materials. This is all going, and businesses are about making money. So if they're paying more to make their product, they're going to charge more for the product that they're making, right? And I know it seems like, to Trump's point, what he's trying to do is bring business back into the US. It's just going to make it more expensive for everybody, though, right?
Mhm.
We will have a booming US society, but someone's going to be hit with the bag, you feel me? And that's not like in a good way, like get the bag. I mean, like they're going to get hit in a way that's going to mess up their pockets. So you have to just be aware of how this is going to affect how you purchase your next vehicle. If you have, kids that are about to get of age, the prices of cars are probably about to go up. We might not see it immediately, but we all know how these things work and how fast time can move. Right now, we're talking about a 25% tariff. A year from now, people are going to be complaining about car prices being too high. They're already ridiculously high, but this is only going to make it worse.
And, and I know 25% already sounds bad, but I want people to realize like what 25% does to something as expensive as a car. Let's say on the cheap end, you get a $10,000 car. You're adding $2,500 to that. So let's talk about something that's more normal, like a $20,000 car. You're adding $5,000 to that, which
Mm-hmm.
is insane. And then when you get to 30,000, 50,000, like what a lot of people have, imagine like how much is being added to that price. So what he's doing is as Deshaun said, he's pushing more customers to US based car dealerships. And dealerships, there's not many dealerships that are going to directly benefit from this, but two that I know of are Tesla and Rivian. So of course I feel like he pushed some people towards Elon, his right hand man and everything. I it's hard to see where this is gonna go, like what's gonna happen with these car dealerships. How are they gonna get around this, and how much more expensive just cars in general are gonna be for us.
Hmm. Yeah. And when you think about some of the foreign car makers, some people might not even know all the foreign car makers that exist. I mean, you mentioned the two that are 100% US. When you think of US cars, you think of things like Ford, General Motors, but a lot of these manufacturing companies don't 100%, like they don't 100% produce their vehicles, like as far as materials and things like that. Their vehicles are produced here in the US. They're US car manufacturing companies, but they might get their material from somewhere overseas, right? When you think about foreign cars, of course, you're automatically thinking, BMW, you're thinking Ferrari, but even some of the regular cars like Honda, Toyota, those are foreign cars, folks. Those are, regular Joe Schmo cars. And these tariffs could potentially make it pricier for them to, well, it's going to make it pricier for them to import their cars, which means one of two things could potentially happen. The demand for those cars in the US is going to dip, or prices are going to spike because of how much people are now having to pay in order to import those cars. So we'll see how that all shakes out.
And
Um, Go
I just
ahead.
wanted to bring like another fact to the table. Like currently, the average car payment is over $700. This is going to inflate the car loan. Like interest rates are still up. And then now that the car prices are going to be even higher, like what is this going to do to the average car payment? So I think now is the time to relook at your budget. Make sure that you have room for more expenses, because you might have more of an expense once this once this catches up. Also, like get your credit right, because you see people paying like 30% on a car loan, which is crazy. It's insane. You might as well have put it on a credit card if you can get a credit card. So it's important to people to make sure they're paying all their bills on time. Make sure they don't have a high credit utilization when it comes to their debt. Just making sure that you're doing everything you need to do to keep your credit high, because this will affect you when it comes to buying a car.
Definitely. I think it's also funny because this was prompted by way of national security. That's how Trump is kind of leading this charge, right? Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act basically says the president can act when imports are a threat to national security. So basically, what he's saying is us importing all these things can be a threat to national security. We're talking about global supply chain. Um, Now, I don't know if that was his way to get in the door, when what his real goal is to, again, just bring all of the jobs, all of the um, industry back to the U.S. But either way, that that act of Section 232 is what allowed this even to kind of get pushed the way it did. Because when you talk about national security, it's like, all right, let's be serious now, because we don't want other people to, you know, put, I don't know, devices or whatever on the vehicles we're importing, on the material we're importing. That is his play, right? That is where he's going with it, or wasn't able to, how he was able to enact this 25% tariff. Um, it's interesting. Again, it's going to be interesting how this all shakes out, what is going to happen, um, and how, individuals like me and you are going to strategize when it comes to this. My recommendation: if you have a vehicle right now, just take care of it. If you have a vehicle with a no monthly payment, take care of it. Make sure you get your oil changes on a regular basis. Get your tires rotated, um, because I think it's even going to be more difficult to not just buy a vehicle, but to repair a vehicle too. It's not just tariffs on vehicles; it's tariffs on vehicle parts. It's tariffs on vehicle material. You get a banged in door and you have to replace it. It might be more expensive than it is now, given these 25% tariffs. So It's just something to think
Man,
about.
so this is affecting people even that have used cars. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Like
for sure.
if your car, yeah, because you're absolutely right. If your car has parts that are imported, even if you have that paid off car, now it's more of an expense than what it was previous to the tariff put in place.
Definitely, definitely, man. So yeah, as always, at Investors Playbook, we just want to make sure that you all are aware of what's happening, how to best strategize. We want to make sure that we're bringing this potential economic news to you, how it could, again, affect you and what you could potentially do to avoid, getting hit in the mouth with these when these things are happening. They're being put in place. So, yeah, Cornell, how you wanna end it with anything else or?
No, just make sure you keep in tune with what's going on because the things that are going on, like the political climate, is changing how we should move in our personal lives. So if you're not keeping track of this stuff, now is the time to start because yeah, things are changing and they're changing fast.
You know what I just thought about, bro? I wonder if that Ford that I was holding a long time ago is gonna do something now. You feel me?
Bruh, opportunity cost, man. If you would have still been hanging on to that dying, I'm not gonna say it's dying, but it's just,
Oh,
ugh,
you said
man.
that giant? I know Ford is a giant, bro. It's crazy.
I think everyone listening heard that I did not say that.
Nah, I'm being serious. Like, I wonder if the domestic sectors are we're gonna see a shift. I don't know. Only time will
Okay,
tell.
but before we hang it up, I just want to let people know. So Ford over the past year is down 26%.
Hey,
So
sounds like an opportunity to meet. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, that's a bad move.
yeah, for
I'm
sure.
just joking, people. Yeah, no. To be losing in a market like now is probably better to maybe not put your money there. 26% since what you said over the last year or year to date?
Oh, over the last year to date is up 0.73%.
Oh, yeah, that ain't nothing. 26% down over the last year. Yeah, that's wild. Okay, well, appreciate you doing that research for me, answering my
What's up?
question.
What's up? So,
Nah, but as always, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, join the Facebook group. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure that you reach out to us. As always, we are going to be at investorsplaybookllc.com, and we will catch y'all next week.
all right, peace.